Hello friends, this is the Medium's Harvest, chapter 21. We're studying the book Seara dos Médiuns, in Portuguese, that's the original title, by the spirit author Emmanuel, through the medium Chico Xavier. And this book is being translated. The first input came from the Inner Enlightenment Spirit Society, which did beautiful work today, the Christmas party at the nursing home in New York. Beautiful work. And the two other thirds of the book are being worked upon by Spirit Society of Virginia. It's a teamwork effort, and the beauty of it all is that this book finally is coming true. After almost 50 years of its publishing in Portuguese, it's finally coming to life in English. And not only that, but it's being spread out. It's not kept only to the benefit of a group, but it's spread out to all the different groups around the world, the opportunity of educating our mediumship more wisely and steadily. More than ever on earth, we need solid efforts to instruct people regarding their mediumship, regarding their beautiful opportunity of co-creating with God effectively, and not only for the benefit of ours, but the general good. Mediumship, like intelligence, is an inherent ability of the human being. If used wisely, it can benefit so many people, like the mediumship of Chico Xavier that gives life to us now. Were it not for it, we wouldn't be here. More than a year ago, we started these daily sessions based on books that were psychographed by Chico Xavier. So we are very thankful to him, right? This book, The Medium's Harvest, is a tribute to the publishing of the Medium's book. The Medium's book is composed of 32 chapters, of which we have 350 items. In each item, it's almost like a paragraph or two. In every session we have here, Emmanuel is quoting one of those items and writing a dissertation that goes deeper into the issue, like good science. We have the basics and the development. This is what Spiritism is all about. A spiritist science that progresses, that moves forward. So here today, on chapter 21, we're going to be studying item 227 of the Medium's book, which is part of the chapter titled The Moral Influence of the Medium. We're going to read that excerpt from the Medium's book and then go back to the Medium's Harvest, chapter 21, okay? So, Emmanuel was inspired by this very paragraph. Let's read item 227 of the Medium's book, The Moral Influence of Mediums, and he says, Kardec breaks it down to us. Even though mediums are merely instruments with regards to the execution of mediumship, they nevertheless exert a large moral influence, because communicating spirits identify with the medium's spirit. And for this identification, there must be sympathy between them. We might even say affinity. The soul exerts a kind of attraction or repulsion upon the communicating spirit according to the degree of similarity or dissimilarity between them. Thus, Good souls have affinity with good spirits, and bad souls have affinity with bad spirits. From it follows that the moral quality of the mediums have capital influence upon the nature of the spirits, who communicate through their intermediation. If mediums are morally lacking, less evolved spirits huddle around them and are always ready to take place of the place of the good spirits the mediums try to contact. The qualities that attract the preference of good spirits are goodness, benevolence, simplicity of heart, love for one's neighbor, and detachment from material things. The defects that repel them are pride, selfishness, envy, jealousy, hate, greed, sensuality, and all the passions that keep humans attached to matter. Based on this paragraph of the Medium's book by Kardec, inspired in it, by it, Emmanuel wrote chapter 21 of the book The Medium's Harvest, titled Small but Useful. That was in a meeting on March 14th, 1960. Emmanuel says, educate yourself, and you will assimilate the influence of spiritual forces that illuminate. Serve, and you will attract spiritual forces that bless you. Before the grandeur of the universe and in the face of mistakes from a guilty past, we're all small, but we can still be useful. Thus, with a view toward doing good, let us refer to simple images from everyday life in order to unequivocally understand the obligation to serve. The healing of the ill is dependent on careful examination. The diagnosis is in, the symptoms are clear. Nonetheless, it is necessary that this or that analytical tool, often apparently unimportant, establish the conclusive proof needed to provide appropriate assistance. In order to do that, however, it is indispensable that the instrument be in perfect condition. A large audience meeting to study important community-wide problems packs the large hall tonight. The ternary is ready. No, the theme is ready, the plans are precise. However, earlier it was necessary for someone to use a simple electric plug in order to turn on the light. In addition, in order for that to be accomplished, the necessary wiring had to be previously installed according to specifications. The train is full of well-regarded passengers, ready for an important excursion. The planning is perfect. The time of departure is determined. Nonetheless, it is still necessary for the small lever that turns on the engine to be pulled in order for the locomotive to start moving. For that to be done, though, it is indispensable that the gears be mashed in just the right way. No one will waste time asking if the test tube in a laboratory once belonged to some evildoer, if the electrical wires ever inadvertently passed through a sewage pipe, or if the steel in a machine was ever used for spilling blood in heated battle. It is enough to know that once duly transformed, they are ready to be pressed into service. In this way, knowing that we are all instruments called into service for the best, and aware that mediumship in this or that degree belongs to us all, let us cooperate in the work of Christ, our divine Lord and Master. Let no one belittle the blessing of time, wallowing in idle depression or imaginary shadows, because way above this or that hardship, which may have burdened us until yesterday, what matters today is our renewal to serve the good in the exact right time and place. For only in the act of serving the welfare of others are we guaranteed life and the continuity of our own well-being. It's unbelievable how Emmanuel gives us the opportunity of understanding Kardec's breakdown. Kardec is talking about how our development affects the communication, affects the affinity with the spirits that may come communicate through us. And he even gives to us two lists, a list of the qualities, the moral qualities, the virtues that help us attract good spirits. And I'm going to read it again. It's important to keep in mind. This is item 227 of the Medium's book. Qualities that attract good spirits. Goodness, benevolence, meaning goodwill, simplicity of heart, love for one's neighbor, detachment from material things. And what defects, imperfections become a barrier to this attraction of good spirits? Pride, selfishness, envy, hatred, greed, sensuality, and passions in general. That keep humans attached to matter, right? So here we have this single opportunity to learn more about what we're doing here. Give me just 1 second, friends. Okay. So here we have Emmanuel giving us 4 different scenarios to give us in an analogy what's the breakdown of it all. Now, one thing is for us. He says, educate. He begins this chapter talking about education. And Emmanuel, once again, is the educator, because he bridges up Kardec's teachings to us by saying, the fact of the matter is this: who we are affect our communications. Yes, know yourself by knowing the people you're connected to as well. There is a reason why we're connected to them. So he says, first and foremost, education. We need to educate ourselves. And then we will be able to attract illuminated company. Pause. This is beautiful, but what does he mean, educate? What is it, educate yourself? Is he talking about going back to school? Is he talking about getting another degree? What does he mean? That could be, but that's not what he's talking about. He's saying, educate your emotions. Educate yourself spiritually. That's how Emmanuel begins it. Educate yourself, and you will assimilate the influence of spiritual forces that illuminate. Am I educating myself every day? We often tell our children. Go, learn something new. But do we wake up every day to learn something new? Do we? Yes or no? Do we? How are we going to educate ourselves if we don't open ourselves for the new? If everything I see, and I do, I only see the same old, and the same old, if that is the case, it's a sign that I'm not opening myself up to educating myself. Because there is always something new, even in the old. Take a look at pictures of 10 years ago. You're like, oh, I didn't realize this was in the picture. I didn't realize. But some people will only see the same. They go through the same pathway every day and they're like, this happened in 19, this happened in 2019 something. We hope not, right? We're not there. But in 2010, yeah, this happened in 1980s. I'm like, can you pass by the same places and see something new? Seek the good. Seek the new. Education means extracting from inside of us the divine seed. Education, educere, meaning bringing out. Bringing out. What are we bringing out? The good inside of us, the divine inside of us. If I bring this out, I connect with higher forces and I assimilate those forces. So every day I need to discover something in me that is new. Divinely new. Every day I need to focus on bringing out something divinely good, different, new from us. Like, oh, that's interesting. And around. And he says, serve. And you will attract spiritual forces that bless you. Educate, serve. Once I bring out, I cannot keep it to myself. So then what do? Share. Offer. Multiply. Serve. I bring out that divine. And I don't keep it to myself, I share. Share, share, share. Before the greatness of the universe, and in the face of our mistakes from the past, we're all small, but we're still useful. Look at the worm. In and out of the soil of the earth. Opening holes, oxygenizing the soil, and making aeration so the new cultivation can be better. A worm, a little bee. Now it's colder in many parts of the world, like in the United States, and people tend to consume more honey. Honey is good for the health, honey is good for the health, and then you go there, tiny little bee, small, but super useful, right? So let us think about nature. How many small animals being instruments and being so useful to us, humans. Who are we humans to be useless? No one. We're not useless. We're actually quite useful, though we're part of the universe. We're not the universe. And the universe doesn't go around us. We're the ones going around the sun, and singing to the star of our lives, Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind the trees. We are calling the sun to shine upon us and rid our sadness away, giving us strength and hope and a new boost in life. Right? So here we have people, for example, they're ill, but they need small instruments, like a thermometer sometimes, useful. A large audience, themes, people, but then we need a tiny little outlet to make the projector work. And then a train, and then big train, passengers, everybody, but then we have a small lever that does, if it doesn't work, the whole thing doesn't go through. So here we are, instruments. Knowing we are all instruments. Pause. Do you feel you are an instrument, friend? It's important to ask this question. Feel the scripture. Yes, we're instrument, but me? People may ask. Me? Instrument of what? I don't know. I'm not a knife. I'm not a thermometer. I'm not, so who are we? Huh? Let's think about it. Do you feel yourself as an instrument? Instrument called into service for the best? And aware that you're cooperating with the works of Christ? Do you feel it? It's important to ask. Am I an instrument to cooperate with Christ? Our divine Lord and Master, he says. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. I am a little warm, but I go in and out of my community, and I bring new oxygen. Smile. My commitment, my dedication, my devotion, my kindness, and he brings new oxygen. Do you feel that way? It's about you as well. So we cannot undermine the blessing of time, he says. Yes, we cannot. And waste time with laziness, idle depression, imaginary shed. And that's what happens to many people. Oh, but Vanessa, who am I? Who am I? You are a child of God. You are a child of God. Don't forget that you were loved. You were loved. No, but I'm guilty. And in the past, and in the recent past, forgive yourself. You made mistakes because you didn't know better. Now you know, but you didn't know. Forgive yourself. Otherwise, you won't be able to forgive others either. Tell yourself, like Jesus here, saying, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. We often don't know what we're doing, because we're reactive beings most of the time. We're still living the animal instinct level to be really human. And to be human, we need to cultivate a new approach in life. Breathe in and out. I don't know what to do. Breathe in and out and say, God, you know. You know. You know, you know, you know. I don't know. Give me strength. Give me your helping hand. Give me guidance. Give me your protection. But teach me the new. the new that I don't know, but I know with you, I will get to know. This is what we're talking about with Emmanuel. He's telling us, do not waste time with the things that were hard for us in the past, that were recently bothering us. Move forward. And he says, completing it all. What matters today is our renewal to serve the good in the exact right time and place, not somewhere else. One day, I'm going to take my bags and travel somewhere else and help people. One day, I'm going to retire. One day after my graduation. One day after I get married. One day after I have my children. One day after I cook. One day doesn't exist. Today exists. What can I do today? But, well, serve it today. What can I do today? Right now, he says, today is our renewal. Mindfulness. To be new. To be new, I need to be open. Are you open? Am I open? Jesus, I am open. I'm open to learn so I can serve more. Please give me strength. Give to my loved one the protection and the strength as well. But give to us the openness to learn. Right? So, Emmanuel is saying, for only, there's no other way, in the act of serving the welfare of others, we are guaranteed life and continuity of our own well-being. Without charity, there's no salvation. And people are like, but we are receiving passes. But we're praying. But are you helping others? No, but I don't have time. I'm sick. Okay, keep praying, receiving passes, and receiving, and receiving, and receiving. We're not changing because we're not open. We're not even receiving because we're not open. To receive well, we need to be open. And when we're open, we listen to what the spirits are saying. Without service, we won't find inner peace. Without reaching out, we won't find that inner calmness. We may do small things, but useful ones like the worm. We don't know, right? The little worm. No name. There's not even a name. Just worm. 10 million worms, they are all worms. There's no like Worm Paul, Worm Mary, Worm John, Worm Vanessa. No, it's worm. They don't care. They're minding their rolling life. In and out of the ground, in and out of the ground. They're opening pathways for new oxygen, renewal, and they're being super useful. What about us? What about us? So much food for thought, huh? Emmanuel is unbelievable, right? Rihanna, right? Rihanna, unbelievable. Andrea Torres, how are you? Pérola Bronze, how are you? Ceissa, how are you? Ana Oliveira, dear friend, how are you? Leia Severo, how are you? Lívia Moraes, how are you? Raquel Bakeshi, how are you? Nina Dui, how are you? Angelita, Fraternity Without Borders. Sol Souza, how are you? Beautiful Adilson, how are you? Teresa Castro, Annie Mércia, how are you? Aline, beautiful Aline, how are you? Nora, Brazil. From McLean, Texas, South Texas. God bless Texas. Thank you for sharing. Nora, Teresa Catapano, how are you? Simone Neto, beautiful Orlando, Love and Light Spirit Center. Big hug to all of you. Lisa Teles, Rudy, present to listen, paying attention, bearing fruits and multiplying. You got it all. Renata Casade, how are you? Happy to have you here too. So friends, we may be small, doesn't matter, but we're useful. You're feeling yourself useful. Jesus counts on you, and He's passing by. Jesus is passing by. Jesus is passing by. And when He comes, everything is fine. Sadness is gone and happiness arrives. And when He comes, everything is fine. Sadness is gone and happiness arrives. Today, we were reading Emmanuel saying we're all mediums. All mediums. Now he ties into that the next chapter, 22, which is about much desire. Mamma mia, what is he going to say tomorrow? It's going to be Monday. What a Monday, huh? Spicy Monday. It's going to be chapter 22 of the book, The Medium's Harvest. Right, Marisa de Mello? Teresa Rodrigues. And he says, medium means intermediary. Intermediary defines the position of the person who places herself in between. And many incarnate friends aspiring to make contact with the superior spirits keep saying that they feel a great desire to be mediums. Do you? Do you have that desire to be a medium? Yes? No? What if you do? Is that a problem? Come back tomorrow and Emmanuel's gonna tell us about this desire to be a medium. What do we do with it? What does that mean? What is it? Come back tomorrow because Emmanuel has a lot to help us with. Knowing more about ourselves, we're stronger, we're better instruments. Better instruments are more harmonized. Right, friends? Big, 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 big hug to all of you. And God willing, we'll be back tomorrow with Much Desire, chapter 22, in the Medium's Harvest by Emmanuel through Chico Xavier. Bye-bye, friends.